Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where 80% of my views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, give yourself a thumbs up. If it's not, consider subscribing. Remember, analyze, make a plan, follow the plan, do not fear, do not doubt, and play blackjack. Don't bust, let the house bust first. That is to say, don't overtrade and manage your losses. I want to start with AMC and GameStop, get into a host of other symbols. I'm going to just fly through these things. I'm going to end with SPY and SPX because I want to share my trading plan. I want to start putting my trading plans at the end of these videos. One reason is to encourage you to watch the whole video because they're long, and the next is because I actually want to try and share something that may be helpful to someone else, even if that means you watch me fail. Does that make sense? Okay, let's just get going here. AMC is in a downtrend. You can see that, and coming off of this high from about $8, I'm calling that peak 1 or A. That implies that we've finished a downtrend at a larger degree, and we're starting to correct higher now. The three-wave form through here that you see shown in blue would be an ABC corrective wave down, and reaching 38.2% qualifies as a V-top, which is a little disconcerting, right? But it could be a fractaling V-top. I followed a fractaling V-top a while ago when the price ran up to 26, I think it was, and this is basically what it was. And there's a couple different things here that could be really, really bearish. There is still some bullish hope here. There is some bullish hope here because the markets in general could turn up, and that is what would feed a frenzy in the meme stocks. If the markets go risk on, it's game time. Thus far, though, it's starting to look pretty bad. It really is. Let me flip over to the head and shoulder bottom analysis here. When I provided this analysis the first time, I said, hey, just be careful. This could be a symmetrical triangle, and I have these these points labeled in yellow, A, B, C, D, and E for an overthrow, and this would actually support that. The price would find more downside in the future. There's also a smaller head and shoulder top forming through here, and with the price closing below that neckline today, that means this pattern could be confirmed, and we'll be looking for a test of this uptrend. Yeah, not the best. Not great. Really, if the price makes another hourly close below that last low at 570, yeah, I mean, just, you know, we're probably going to see the price fall a little further. We could also be setting up some sort of falling wedge through here, and that would imply one more spill down before we see a rebound. So it could just be that wave B or wave 2 of this reversal isn't over yet, so there could potentially be some more downside before we see more upside. It's just up in the air. GameStop is looking a little better, faring a little better. There was a little more downside, We could be forming a double bottom through here. We really didn't exceed that prior low near 1786. I'm not concerned. I'm really not yet. When you get two consecutive touches of a trend line in a pattern like a triangle, sometimes you get just a massive surge as the price races across to the other trend line. This is what I'm expecting. I would maybe, if I were trading GameStop, if I were going to trade GameStop, I'd probably wait for this downtrend to break here before I would enter into any calls. I really would, just because it's so risky to buy calls trying to catch the bottom. Trying to catch the bottom is so bad. I've tried to catch the bottom so many times. It's such a mistake. Okay, so that's AMC and GameStop. I think Tesla might be the next most popular stock. I'm not totally sure. I said to be open-minded to this thing turning down and going lower. It is doing that. Am I still targeting a high? I am. I really am. It's possible that this entire structure through here might be wave 4. Wave 4 might end here, and wave 5 actually is still somewhere in the future. This would align with my analysis that we haven't found a top yet. I just want to run through this count really quickly. If minuet wave 3 topped back here towards the beginning of February, then we had A, B, and C. C ending in a diagonal triangle. And we have another X for an extension into a zigzag, A, B, and C. So we kind of have this 1, 2, 3 extension, 1, 2, 3. And there is some alternation here because this A, B, and C, this would be a flat, and this following A, B, C, this is a zigzag. So a double 3 through here would make a fantastic 4. And then 5 would push up higher, but of course, wave 1 and wave 5 typically mirror each other. And wave 1 wasn't super tall, right? 103 to 136. So, well, $30, I guess, is pretty good. But when you're going to be breaking away from 180, you're only looking at 210 at that point. And 210 wouldn't bring us up to a new high, which would give us a truncated fifth. But again, this supports my analysis that we have one more push higher. There might be just a little more downside before we get this bounce. So I'm calling for this bounce in SPY for a while. We had 2 really strong days, and so far, we haven't seen that progress retraced yet. So yes, it's still on. Going into Apple. Yes, the partial decline. The partial decline is forming through here. I revised this count quite a bit, and I just have to accept that this A, B, and C wave through here doesn't really follow a good extension rule where wave A and wave B are the same size. I guess I could kind of, I've been just really trying to finagle this thing, just trying to figure it out. It's possible wave 3 is the end of that motive wave, but even then, 100% move down for wave C put us towards 141. So yes, is it difficult? Does it make a lot of sense? It is difficult, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, and I couldn't even get like a diagonal through here. Nonetheless, it looks like we got a sweet high and tight flag through here. I have the top of that flagpole labeled as a bullish extension confirmation. CAPPUCCINs trading tips would suggest entering into a long position when the price moves above the top of the flagpole on a 1, 2, 3 trend reversal heading higher. What I mean by that is you're going to see the price extend past there, come down, probably test the breakout price, whatever it is, probably just 155.73. And then once you get this new high, this is really where you want to be. Entering in here is risky, entering in here is riskier, entering in here is riskiest. You really want to see that new uptrend established, and that uptrend would be actually pretty steep too. We'd be using this valley to be drawing that uptrend. You can see how steep that would be. That would be crazy, right? So before we see that breakout of the flagpole, it's possible that we move sideways just a little bit. What that's going to do is that's going to extend the uptrend just a little to the right, hopefully, right? And so the more stable the trend is, the more shallow the slope is. Generally speaking, it's possible that there's a right-angled descending broadening formation through here. I like this the best. The Bulkowski chart pattern analysis really guides me when I can't get an Elliott wave count going. Remember, there's always multiple Elliott wave counts there, and they break all the time. You have to recount all the time. That's just a normal thing in Elliott wave analysis. The chart pattern analysis is less like that, which is why I like it. And I'm calling the peak of minuet wave 3, 5, or did I call that 5? Yeah. And then the bottoms of wave 4 and C here as my 5 touch points. This forming a partial decline is a very bullish thing, and when the price breaks up through here, I'll be putting that target down. So again, another thing pointing towards a market bounce, a market rally. Is it weird to see me bullish? I know it's weird to see me bullish, but don't worry, I'm not really bullish. I'm not really bullish. Just right now, you gotta follow the charts. You know, you can't be always bullish, you can't be always bearish. Nvidia is doing a very similar thing. We have what's called a megaphone. It's typically referred to as a broadening top. Whoa, at least in this time frame. And again, that partial decline, the same principle is playing out here quite nicely. The price now pushing above 237, setting a new high. That's a bullish breakout. I would personally call this a bullish breakout just because we've passed that last high. And this confirms this flagpole from the earnings forever ago. So it's been a long time, and I know it's like a super long flag compared to the relative height of the flagpole. But all things given, this is doing really well. It really is. So I can see Nvidia and Apple all pushing higher with Tesla as well. I actually wanted to go into American Eagle Outfitters. Someone wanted American Eagle Outfitters forever. I'll try to find the comment from forever ago, but and let you know that it's here. There's definitely some sort of pattern through here, reverse triangle probably to be considering. I'm calling it a flat so far. You're going to see A, B, and C pushing the price down to between $13 and $14. And this is the handle of a larger pattern, a cup and handle. I think it's very well formed. It's over the prevailing downtrend. So the price is technically trendless, right? Or is it, just breaking below the uptrend? It's very possible to form a bottom below that uptrend, and then when the price pushes higher, we will be lowering this down just a little bit, and maybe there is some sort of leading diagonal triangle through here. This might be, let's see, I'm just going to do a rough count. You ready for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And this 1, 2, 3, yes, there's a touch here, but we need to pass the pattern before we start counting. So I would really say this has a lot of potential to be a very bullish thing, American Eagle Outfitters. It's an American company. They don't do a lot of intercontinental business. That is to say, a lot of their supply chain is just in the Americas, which I really like. Their product is fantastic. I like the brand's what is it? What do you call it? A culture of inclusivity? I don't know. At any rate, there's a lot of things I like about American Eagle Outfitter, and this chart personally to me is looking pretty good. When I zoom out a bunch, you're going to see this massive downtrend breaking, and now we're starting to see a bottom form. It's playing out very nicely, very nicely. I first started covering American Eagle back here when it was coming down, and I just wish I could buy more of it. It's just at a share price of $14. Buying 100 of it costs $1,400, and for the size of my account, that's too much because I'm just a little old retail trader, and I know I have a very small account, but it really, the first rule is not losing money. You can't afford to lose. And for me, the rule is actually don't invest any money that you will feel bad about losing, because if I feel bad, I do not trade well. It's all about managing how I feel, which is stupid, but I have to acknowledge that. Now, LCID, I was asked to look at Lucid Group, so I did, and I see a V-top with an extension. It's very possible, though, that this is coming to an end as well, and we're looking for an ABC correction heading higher for point C, coming up to 1667. Bulkowski's measured move up trading tips would suggest coming in towards that high, which sounds weird, right? It sounds weird, but it's fine. It's not as bad as you might think. Here are the statistics from the website, thepatternSite.com. Overall, the pattern isn't the most best pattern performing. That sentence didn't make sense, but that's okay. Only 24 out of 39, so really it's not something to chase, I think, but we could see a reversal here and some upside. This gray trend line is showing the potential uptrend that could form. I don't really know what's going on with the company, so when I do analysis like this on companies I don't know, it's just like, here's the chart, but I really don't have much analysis, just the price action. Let's check on MULN really quickly as well while we're here. And the price is starting to fall. It's been moving through this broadening pattern. I suppose that was probably wave 4 and wave 5 would be coming shortly. Sure enough, here we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushing lower outside of that pattern. I'm going to be looking for a similar height in the first and fifth waves. So I just like to use like a channel tool, and I used to use it sideways, and it's like, ooh, yeah, 5 towards, look, 11 cents. There you go. So we're on our way to the target, moving as expected. A lot of things are moving as expected. One of those things includes the dollar, which found a high, and I'm now saying is probably going to pull back, or not pull back, but push down, and that push down is going to generate the support in the equities markets for this rally I'm looking for. If we get a full measured move down ABC, we're looking for 105.392, which isn't that far. I really am expecting it to fall all the way down to 104.96, like that 105. It's going to set up a bearish divergence if it continues higher, because it's just going to be really difficult to get above that 86 level, right? So it doesn't really matter whether or not the dollar can push higher. It's going to set up a bearish divergence. It doesn't guarantee a reversal, and in fact, it might actually establish that this is a flag, a high and tight flag. If the dollar strength passes above that 105.85, we get a confirmation of a high and tight flag, and the target is like so high. It's so high. It's 107.174. So, yeah, that would crash the markets, no doubt. Rates would go crazy. Equities would just fall as the markets go risk off. Let's keep going. Let's plow through here. How about VIX next? I actually started a wave count on VIX because I was just doing it every single day with my mouse, and I thought, no, I need to actually show it. So here it is. You can see the motive wave developing. We found a high at wave 4 today. I believe that was today. Let's see, 3.8. Yeah, that's today. And so wave 5 is next, and this would be finishing minuet wave 3 of 5. Heading down. So VIX isn't done heading down yet, I don't think. That would imply that the markets are gonna rally. Hey. So if the dollar comes down in its retracement and equities go up, VIX comes down, SPY goes up, it just makes sense with what I'm seeing in Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, AMC, GameStop, American Eagle. Everywhere I look, it's like, yeah, this makes sense to me. All these things are kind of hinting at the same thing. Let's go to QQ. Ooh, not QQ, but QQQ. There we go. I was suspecting we could be moving through a broadening pattern and then push higher. This wasn't really a forecast. This was just like a guesswork kind of a thing. So we're just going to get rid of layout. Okay, so what's going on? Well, we have a big push up and now we have a retracement. This does have a flag look to it, doesn't it? You can see the flagpole. I know you can. It's right here and it's occurring right off of that bullish divergence. So when the price does push back above 303, then we'll be calling high and tight flag confirmation, and we'll see a test of this downtrend. Whether it holds or not is really the question. I wouldn't expect to reach the flag target here. I'd rather see this. This is probably what's going to happen there. Again, short-term rally, last rally, euphoric, irrational, wave 5, bear market rally. Well, it's not really a bear market rally. I'm starting to think that the bear market hasn't really even started yet. That was just a cycle wave 4 we went through on the way down from 2021, and so now we're going to be heading up in a wave 5 for 2023, at least the first half. And then the bear market starts later. But anyway, so let's see. 3, 4, and wave 5 now is we're actually realizing wave 4. And this is a big bear flag through here, wasn't it? It's probably just relative to this downtrend or this height right here from 20 to 18. That's probably the flagpole, flag, and push lower. And this I'm calling a 335 through here with a bunch of extensions. And then this is that 5 wave. So this will end the correction in SLV. Again, ending the correction in SLV would correlate well with the dollar coming down off of its high. That's what I'm seeing. Everywhere I look, it's like, hey, yeah, it looks like the downtrend's over, at least in the equities. And that'd be nice. GLD would be setting up a sweet double bottom. Look at the RSI plunging into oversold. Holy cow, down to 16? Wow. Jeez, that's so low. It makes me scared because that kind of looks like it could be the first... that could be the end of like a motive wave heading down and then the next move up. This bounce, yeah, that makes sense. The bounce in the precious metals will be corrective because the dollar is going to come down corrective wave as well. And then when the dollar resumes its motive wave higher, then the metals also continue their motive waves lower. And it's a buying opportunity. That's what I'm telling people. I'm telling everyone. I'm telling my friends. I'm like, hey, it's a buying opportunity. Do you have any cash? Put it into gold. It's going to be dropping for a while, though. Just watch out. That's what I'm saying. Bitcoin continuing to fall lower, setting a new low on the hourly time frame, almost reaching that 21,883 target at 1.618 extension from the first impulse wave heading lower. And that would technically be like the completion of wave 5, but I think it's just a completion of a wave 3 extension. There should be a little bounce through here. Maybe that'll happen as the dollar falls, and then we'll see a continuation down. I'm looking for a touch point of this lower trend line. It's a broadening top. It looks a lot like Nvidia, but not doing nearly as well. There's a lot of these expanding patterns going on right now, and I think that's why the market's so confused. It's so confusing when the price is expanding because you always think you're in a new uptrend or a new downtrend, and the price just reverses and sets a new lower, a new high. You just can't figure it out. It's annoying. Let's go check on SPXU. I didn't update my counts. We did have a reversal here, of course. It's just mirroring SPY. And what do I think? God, it's so hard to see XPXU fall below 1426 because that means this overall bullish structure was corrective and not motive. So what does that mean? It means that if this is a wave 3, this has to be wave 2 of 3, and this is A, and then this will be B, and C will be a motive wave heading lower. Maybe we get a flat. Again, market rally short term, and then market dumps, and this inverse short ETF of SPY will rally. Yeah, that looks hella good. I really like the look at that. I like that. Let's leave that there. Let's return to that later. I think I'm covering all the bases here. I don't want to go into TNX or TBT. Don't really care about that too much. How about Playboy? How did Playboy do today? Playboy continues to grind sideways in this little triangle, and I just keep like adjusting it as we go on. I sold a call against my shares, and then I bought more calls, like short-term call, like the March 17th strikes. The lowest strike's 250, so they're out of the money. I know. When earnings come out on the 16th, I think it's the 16th. It's this month, it's the middle of this month. I'm pretty sure, I'm speculating that the fundamentals will be pretty strong. Short interest here is really high. Just saying, and good fundamentals are what scare off shorts, not how many shares you have. When shareholders denied AMC the ability to dilute, they totally screwed themselves over there, 100%. I voted yes, for the record. Anyway, so I think that covers everything. I don't want to leave anything out. So let's go to SPY. SPY. I really struggle with SPY. It's just like, what on earth is going on? And there's a nice 5-wave structure heading higher to 406, coming off the low of 392. And this makes me think that we're in a motive wave. I'm only going to call it wave A, though. This decline should form wave B. It's starting to look like a 5-wave structure, but it doesn't look very motive-esque. And so, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that we're in an extension, and it's expanding, which is the worst. There is a bullish divergence in the RSI. I have that shown in green on the price and on the RSI as well. It's very possible that we're actually going to move through a diamond here. A diamond. Oh. First you expand, then you contract, and then you either continue or you dump. There is no certainty. The price does one thing, then it does another. It's just keeping you guessing. And so my trading plan is going to be just wait for the diamond to play out and just sit on the sideline until we get a high above 399 or a low below 397. I don't really want to be playing through here. Today I was lucky, got out negative $7, which is totally fine, but I could have made a lot more money. I fell for a bear trap though. yesterday I was making my trading plan, I actually did identify that there could be a bear trap towards 396, and it happened, and I bought a put into it like a dummy. I just didn't stick to my plan, and that's why I have on my sticky note, I wrote a sticky note after yesterday. I said, analyze, make a plan, follow the plan, no fear, no doubt, play blackjack, let the house bust. Okay. That's enough of that. Wow, look at SPY go. Yes, this reversal. This is what I'm talking about. That's the liftoff right there. That is a sweet motive wave. That flag is tilted up. That's a half staff tilted formation. I love it. Let's go SPY. If we get a full 100% move off of this, I'm probably yelling to the mic a little too much. We're going to get a massive move up to 400, 401. That's good. I like it. Okay, so now right at the end of the video, I want to go over SPX. I'm following a rising diagonal triangle through here. And I know it's not everybody's favorite analysis because it's like the wave count's kind of funny, but look at all this overlap in price. This is clearly corrective heading higher, right? But at the same time, we've got to be in emotive mode because we're setting new highs, right? Yeah, just let's see here. What high is it? It's 4175, right? We peaked above 4175 on February 2nd, and it was brief, but it did happen. And so what are you going to say? You know, now the price is no longer making lower highs, right? Especially after we passed above 4098. So okay, how are we going to be setting higher highs but also not past this peak? And it's possible that we're in a rising wedge, an ending diagonal triangle, and the waveform I'm following supports that, where we have a bunch of three waves overlapping each other through converging trend lines, and that just fits the bill really well for me. And for that to continue to be the case, then I'm thinking that this next wave is going to be a C wave, which is a motive wave, and it's going to head higher. It's going to be that fifth wave in this pattern. It's going to be irrational. It's going to be strong. It's going to push the bulls into complacency, and then it's lights out. So that's what I have for today's analysis. If you like and you are not subscribed, subscribe. And if you subscribe and did not like. If you want, you can show me some support by giving me a super thanks. Ideally, I'd like this to be like my day job. I would love to do that. But, you know, I understand it's going to take me a while. I need to practice my Elliott wave a little more. I need to study some more. I need to start making some more money, really. Jeez, I don't think people want to follow anyone who's not making money. But, you know, honestly, it's the quality of the content and the community more than anything else that I really want to be offering. It's not my ability to make money. I don't need to be the best one at making money, and there's a lot of you who are better at making money than me, and that's super cool, and I'm so glad you guys like to hang out. That's awesome. But for right now, it's like what I'm really trying to establish here is a place for us to hang out, right? Free from shills, free from bots, and free from the hype crowd that just screams, you know, MOAs. Anyway, that's all for now. I'm out. Happy trading.